Today on the YY Family. Well, you know those weird black lines that are on all the stuff at the grocery store? Well, I'm gonna find out what they're for. And my mom's gonna tell me where flowers get their colors. And Grandpa's gonna clue me in on why astronauts float in space. Uncle Micro's gonna explain why our arms and legs get all tingly when they go to sleep.
My leg's gone to sleep.
And Grandma's gonna tell me why it rains. Whoa! This is gonna be so cool! Come along with me and meet the smartest family in all the town. The YY Family. Mom can make it plain to see that what goes up eventually comes down. The YY Family. Come and meet the YY Family. We got a lot of real know-how. Grandpa knows a lot about flying. Ask him and he'll show you now. Why do airplanes fly?
When I land, I'll tell you why.
Meanwhile, there's a dragon making some kind of a potion in a vat. The YY Family. And Grandma's no stranger. She can teach you all the dangers found in that. The YY Family. Max is a mechanical marvel. Why? I know Poppy kind of guy. Maybe he can show you the answer now. If you want to take a look inside. Everybody's in the lather.
Rushing, wondering what's the matter.
Every person hears a cry.
Rushes to the baby side.
What's the deal? What could it be? Just on the YY Family.
Why?
You have seen nothing like this. With these two guys you can't miss. We wonder what's inside you. These are just the guys to guide you. Come on, let's go. Let's go, let's go. These guys are in the know. Micro and Scopo.
What is it, Micro? What's wrong?
I can't get up
Why not?
because my arms are asleep.
Why? What were you doing?
Sleeping.
But why did your arms go to sleep?
When I slept on my arms, I cut off the circulation.
What's circulation?
Well, the best way to answer your question is to go directly into an arm or a leg. But I can't work the gizmo controls.
Aha! No problem, Micro. I can do it.
Where are we, Uncle Micro?
I would say we're in a human arm.
But that looks like a leg bone.
Look! We're in Grandpa Maddox's leg.
Good. We shouldn't get into any trouble here. We're just underneath the skin. You see that nerve ending?
That what?
That thing that looks like a tree with branches going into the skin.
There are millions of nerve endings under our skin. See? When something touches the skin, the nerve endings send a signal. The signal travels through the nerve, along the nervous system, through the spinal cord, and all the way to the brain, where the information is processed.
Those weren't very big signals.
That's because something small touched the leg. Now, if something big touched the leg or hit it...
Like that?
You just knew that would happen, didn't you?
But you still haven't explained why our legs go to sleep.
I was just getting to that. Now then, our whole bodies depend on blood to work properly, and that includes our nerve endings. You see, blood flows through veins and arteries. Think of them as garden hoses. You see, if an artery gets kinked, like this one...
I get it. The blood supply is cut off.
And that means the nerve endings don't work properly.
Hey, what do you think you're doing?
My uncles are making a point.
I got your point right here, pal. No blood flow, no sensation.
How do our arteries get kinked?
Well, sometimes we sit in a chair too long.
Or sometimes we, fall asleep on our arms.
Now, the nerve endings in Grandpa Maddox's leg should be going to sleep.
Thunder and tarnation! My leg's gone to sleep.
What's going on?
I don't know. We better get out of here.
Ah! That's better.
And that, Victor, is why our limbs go to sleep.
Why do grown-ups act so silly?
Hey, the questions that you have are not too serious. The animals and plants are not so mysterious, so have no fear. Everything will be made clear when Hello, Quick, and Quack are here.
Gee, Dad, the house looks great painted a different color. Did you paint those flowers, too?
No, flowers and leaves don't need paint. They make their own colors.
Well, why do they make colors?
Yeah, to attract insects, I think. Why don't you ask your mother? She knows all about this stuff.
But where is Mom? Do you know where she is? Huh? Do you?
What is going on out here?
Daddy said that the flowers make their own colors, all by themselves.
He's absolutely right.
He is?
Come on, I'll show you. Plants can make colors naturally with their pigments.
Pig what?
Pigment. It's a coloring substance contained in plants. Quick and Quack, you're in charge of visual aids. Let's start with chlorophyll. It's what makes plants green. All plants have it. Grass, bushes.
Pine trees?
Yes, and lettuce.
This time, I'll do the sawing.
Now, plants with yellow, like mimosa or sunflowers, get their color from a pigment called xanthophyll.
And buttercups? And yellow leaves in the fall?
Or acacia flowers like these. Anthocyanin, on the other hand, is a pigment which can be red as in poppies, purple as in petunias, mauve as in hydrangeas, or blue as in periwinkles. Plants only make colors if they're useful. In this case, their colors help them reproduce.
Do you mean to say that Daddy and Mommy plants make baby plants with their flowers?
Yes, flowers are plants' breeding organs. And to breed, flowers need some help from insects. Like bees, for instance. You see, unlike Mommy and Daddy animals, flowers can't move around. So they need bees and other insects to move around for them. The flower attracts the bee with the bright colors of its petals, guiding it sort of like an airport runway guiding a plane. The bees are also attracted by the nectar, which they take from the flower and use to make honey. And on its way to the nectar, pollen sticks to the bee's body. Can you see it? The red dust, there.
But I thought pollen was yellow.
Yellow, white, even blue. It depends on the flower. When the bee is lured to another flower by its colors and strong smell, it carries the pollen along with it. The pollen from the first flower enables this flower to become fruit.
And flowers go to all this trouble just for insects to bring them a handful of pollen?
That's right, it's called pollination. Once pollinated, flowers don't need to attract insects anymore. So their petals wither and fall off, and they lose their pretty colors. What remains of the flower grows into fruit, and the fruit in turn produces seeds, and the seeds sprout and eventually turn into flowers themselves. But that's another story. Have I answered your question, Victor?
Yes, but I have a few others. Why are matrices used in optics? What was Thelonious Monk's influence on jazz? Is it correct to say that Tennessee Williams studied the extremes of human behavior? What was the central flaw of the Articles of Confederation?
Who has all the answers about the sun and moon and stars? That would be Zygo and Magic. Who can tell us all about the atmosphere and Mars? That would be Zygo and Magic. Pick a spot in outer space, they've been all around the place. Zygo and Magic, here they come.
Home at last.
And not a moment too soon. Now I know how a balloon feels.
Zygo! Grandpa Matic! Hey, what's the matter with you?
We just got back from outer space.
And we need to get used to walking again.
Walking? What's so hard about that?
Normally nothing. But we sort of got used to floating.
Wow! I want to see you float.
We can only float in space.
But why do you float in space?
Well, do you know why things fall when you drop them?
Why?
Because of gravity. Everything in the universe pulls on everything else. The larger the object, the more powerful its pull. That's called gravitation.
acceleration.
The Earth, of course, is much larger than we are. So, when I jump up...
You're pulled back down again.
Right! But when we're out in space, we're far enough away from the Earth that the pull of its gravity is much weaker. So, we float!
So, does that mean your ship keeps floating farther and farther away from the Earth?
No, there are some other forces besides gravity that keep the ship in orbit around the Earth.
Look, here's the Earth. If this man jumps off this mountain...
He falls.
That's gravity.
You're telling me?
Yes, but he doesn't fall straight down. He falls on a curve.
Ouch.
There are several forces which affect how something falls. Gravity we know about.
Do we ever?
The Earth's gravity is always the same. But if we make our